Okay, I really do appreciate you watching this video, and I needed to do this. This is kind of spur of the moment, but all day today this has been weighing on me. I've been feeling this huge burden, and it all stemmed from being tagged in this post. And the post said, a vote for Trump is a vote for Hillary. Trump can't beat Hillary Clinton. And to me, I'm wondering why my libertarian friends are even asking this question, can Trump beat Hillary Clinton? What does that matter? First off, these are the same people that stand on principle, that we have the idea of not picking the lesser of two evils. And the more and more I look at Trump, the more and more I see what he has to say, see who he is as a person, see his family as a reflection of who he is. I'm not picking between the lesser of two evils. I'm picking good over evil. And the question of, can Donald Trump beat Hillary? That's not the question. The question is, can we really survive 4 to 8 years of anyone other than Donald Trump at this point? And you may go, oh, what the heck's going on? Hillary Clinton is funded by George Soros. And we all know her track record. I mean, if you haven't been under a rock, and if you follow Hillary Clinton, and if you care about liberty, if you care about freedom, personal or economic or religious or anything, you know what you're getting with her. Everyone knows what we're getting with her. And everyone's worst nightmare is that it's Waco. That it's going to be another Waco, but on a national scale, on a federal scale. The power grabs to give a nod and a wink and say, yes, we want 8 more years of what the Obama administration has brought to our nation. That's not possible. I don't believe that's possible. I really have too much faith in human beings, okay? And you can fault me on that, but I believe that good overcomes evil. And so, okay, what are the other options? Okay, so Trump can't beat Hillary. What are the other options? Because Hillary, she's the beast. We're not going with her. Okay, so her big pockets are coming from George Soros. Oh, well, what about Kasich? I always hear about Kasich. Okay. This type of logic that says that Donald Trump, he has this ceiling, he's not able to get beyond 38 or 40%, even though there's national polls, and polls came out today showing that 50% of the Republican Party would support him. And so my question is, Kasich, right? They say, okay, so let's say Donald Trump gets 38%. That means that 62% of Republicans don't like Donald Trump. That's the worst rating ever. Okay, well, wait a second. Going by that same logic, Karl Rove, Kasich, who has, what, 2%? 2% or something like that? That would mean 98% of the Republican Party disapproves of Kasich. And yet somehow, Mr. 1%, and I don't mean top 1%, I mean bottom 1%, Kasich is going to become the nominee according to nearly any interview that Karl Rove has been giving, and apparently the same as this libertarian article I was tagged in, saying that Kasich is a good shot. It's mind-blowing. I'm really disgusted by this. But Kasich, how is he staying in the race? He came to Utah. There was like 200 people at his rally. His rally, is that a rally? I'm not sure. That's a picnic, right? 200 people? And yet he has all this money? Where's it coming from? George Soros. Okay, so wait a second. We have option 1, Hillary Clinton, with George Soros as the puppet master, the marionette master there. And then we have bottom 1% Kasich, who is also being funded by George Soros. Matter of fact, that's the only reason why he is in the race currently, right? He was doing worse than Rubio. How did Rubio drop out? How did he drop out, but Kasich can gain ground? It's crazy. And then what about Ted Cruz? Our libertarian friend, our great fighter for liberty, Ted Cruz. I'm sorry, who's Ted Cruz? Who's Ted Cruz? I mean, Lion Ted? Lion Ted, who is a Bush operative? Someone that is working with the Bush agenda, the Bush family agenda? This man is, this liar. He's not a man. He's not a man because a man stands and tells the truth. And Cruz hasn't done that one time. He's despicable. We have defecting campaign supporters that worked on his campaign. They're defecting and they're spilling the beans on all of this stuff. Saying that it's the most diabolical campaign, it's an evil campaign, that this whole, it's a slip, that we programmed our autodialer to call people and say Carson dropped out of the race, Ben Carson dropped out of the race. This was planned 2 weeks before. 2 weeks before. But what does he say? He says, no, it wasn't. He's a liar. You don't trust liars. Why are people trusting this liar? Jeb Bush is behind him and backing him. He is working, and there is extensive knowledge and history showing Ted Cruz working with the Bush family, and that's what we're going to get. We're going to get more Bush, more George W. Bush, and we can't handle that. We can't handle that. By the way, I'm not getting into it in attacking his wife for not being pretty or whatever that whole thing is about. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's not substantive. It's a distraction because he loses on substantive debates. He's a politician. He's a slick willy. Apparently, right? Multiple slick willies. This guy has been all over the place. His email address allegedly found on Ashley Madison, that adulterer website. His Senate email was found there. This was released by that hacker group Anonymous. And anyways, he gets up there and just says, oh, it's Roger Stone. It was a planted story. No, it wasn't. Again, lying Ted, lying. This is well known. Marco Rubio hired 2 private investigators to get dirt on Ted. He didn't need it. He didn't use it. So the 2 private investigators went and sold it to the National Enquirer. And they paid him. And they have it. That's the sources. These stories are legit. He did. He is a sleazeball. He's a sleazeball. He's a liar. And he stands on Christian principles, Christian platforms, tries to hold that Bible up. And quite frankly, I'm disgusted as a Christian. He does not represent Christianity. His father and him himself believe that he's the anointed one. He's not the anointed one. If you're a Christian, Jesus Christ is the anointed one. I don't know what kind of wacko he thinks that he is, okay? But okay, Donald Trump. This man is not a Ron Paul. Okay. By the way, as someone that has cared about this since I was 18, I'm now 27. In 2007, 2008, I campaigned supported for Ron Paul. In 2012. I also campaigned and went all over the nation. Well, maybe not all over, but I went to Iowa, Nevada, Idaho, Utah, campaigning for Ron Paul. I'm not someone that just compromises principles, okay? What we see with Donald Trump is someone that is very, very smart, and he's playing a game, and he is waging war against this establishment. We say establishment, this machine. This is what George Walker Bush was talking about when he says the New World Order. This is what Barack Obama, Biden, when they talk about the New World Order, when the Pope says we need a New World Order. How odd that these are the same institutions, the same groups, the same power brokers that come out and attack him in these uniform movements, these predictable movements. See, the great thing about the Trump movement, not the New World Order movement, I kind of refer to it, if you've seen that movie Monsters, Inc., there's Randall, that little serpent guy, and he's invisible, but when he moves you can see the silhouette. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's what we see when we're looking at the world. When you have religious, political, economic, social structures all of a sudden unifying to destroy the common enemy. And this common enemy, over what? Over what? He wants to take their power away. They're the power brokers. They're the ones that are in charge. We have Karl Rove. We have some of these RNC chairmen getting up and saying, well, I don't really know why we have votes anyways because we pick the candidates. And they're talking openly about having a brokered convention stealing this nomination away from Trump. And they say, oh, it's not stealing, it's the rules. You have to get 1237. He has the most. He's working and getting the best. He's doing the best. And so when the goal is not to unify behind who the people want, Donald J. Trump, but to just undermine their will, to work against them, I mean, what in the world are we supposed to think about this? What are we supposed to think about this? I mean, for so many years I've been hearing people talk about on the fringe of society, the rumblings of this collective power, one power grab after another after another. Well, these power grabs have been continually put together in this centralized unit, this centralized body. And these people now are using their power to destroy Trump because he threatens their power. How are my libertarian friends, my principled friends that I've had conversations with, that I know are aware of, it's their term, the New World Order, right? It's their term. They're aware of this, and yet all of a sudden they're becoming blinded and believing that Trump is a racist. Trump has nearly 25% of the black vote. That is like 15 times what George W. Bush got. It was like 2% or 4%. Okay, we're talking 25%. Now, you tell me how this racist, this racist Donald Trump is getting unprecedented support from the black community, minority communities. You know, he does. I mean, my friends, he's talking about ending the Federal Reserve, auditing the Federal Reserve. He came to Utah. I was at that rally, and you know what? There was Trump supporters. They blew it out of proportion. There was a couple hundred paid protesters. We know they're paid. It's come out time and time again, and they're getting money from MoveOn.org, which their main contributor is George Soros again. This foreign powerhouse coming into our country, rigging our elections. This is absolutely insane. And there's 200 people. There was probably 15,000 people. It circled the entire block. This entire block of people trying to get into this Trump event. I'm there, and I'm standing at the front line. There's nothing but that separates me from the paid Hillary operatives in Bernie Sanders clothing that are being violent. Nothing that separates us but this little metal bar here. The police do nothing. They don't do anything, and they come across the street, because eventually, or at first we were separated by the street. They come across the street, they get in our face, they push us against the wall, they spit in our faces, they push us, they call us racist, they call us hateful, they call us bigots. And you know what? We stood there wanting to have a conversation. Wanting to have a conversation. We would not be violent. We would not fall down and stoop down to their level. Okay? And it takes real people, real committed people to stand in a position of nonviolence and take that abuse, to be spit in the face and do nothing, because we recognize that we do not have 4 to 8 years under Hillary Clinton, 4 to 8 years under Lion Ted, or 4 to 8 years under Kasich, because what it means is another 4 to 8 years under this power structure that they are leeches, they are sucking this country dry, selling it off underneath our feet, and they're going to move on to the next host, China. Listen to what George Soros says. That's what he says. He's going to China because they're leeches and they're going to kill this country. We don't get to mess around for a few more decades. We are at a point where the power brokers of this world are on their heels. They're on their heels. They can lose their power. I'm not saying Trump is perfect. I'm not saying that he's a Ron Paul. But what I'm saying is he is getting it, and he, more than anyone, has become awakened. He's been awakened by the shaking of this new world order, of the world structure. It's been shaking, and not just Trump, but now millions and millions of people have come to understand this. And I don't care if you're pro-Trump or not, you have to acknowledge that these people do not want an energized populace, and that's what they have. Their power is so threatened. The worst thing that we could do right now is back down. The worst thing that we could do is start to be silent. The worst thing that we could do is to submit to these people. It is time to be vocal. It is time to change your Facebook status, to change your Facebook picture, to openly come out and support Donald J. Trump, because he's going to end the establishment, the status quo. Everyone else other than Trump is fighting to maintain it. Fighting to maintain it. And we're going to do more videos. I'm going to do more videos going into detail about Donald Trump's policies, because he doesn't come out and say, listen, I had my End the Fed sign on the line there at the rally, okay? Most of the people were like, end the Fed, audit the Fed, what are you talking about? We need the federal government. I'm like, no, not the federal government. I'm talking about the Federal Reserve Bank, the private bank that prints money, funds our enemies, funds the people across the street right there that are spitting in your face. Those people, the Federal Reserve. Trump gets up there. He doesn't say we need to audit the Fed, because these people don't know what the Fed is. He says this free money has got to stop. These low interest rates, they've got to stop. They're creating money. I'll put the video up here. This is what he says. Actually, I don't think he says creating money, but he says low interest rates and the free money and the bailouts, okay? He says there's a dollar crisis coming. He hopes that it happens a couple days before he takes office so that no one thinks that it's his fault. This guy gets it. He gets it, but he's speaking a language that the majority of people will understand, right? Other than Ron Paul libertarians, who's going to know about auditing the Federal Reserve? Let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic. We need to be wise as serpents, but gentle as doves, okay? We need to stand there and let people spit in our face, but we need to stand there. We need to unite, because here's the thing. If the GOP takes this away, or if they run third party, if we are not united, they would rather hand it to Hillary or hand it to someone else than let Donald take their power. He's not going to take it. I mean, he's going to take it away. But where is he putting it? Where is he putting it? He says we need to take federal control away. We need competition. This is a free enterprise, free market guy. He understands the solution is not government. The solution is with free people. And so anyways, this is just a plea, really. Grow up. Grow up and be convicted in what you believe. Ted Cruz, there's no conviction in him or his supporters. They're as apathetic as Hillary supporters. They're just united in hate against Trump. You don't even know. I mean, you don't even know what's going on here. Most of these quotes, most of these things that are racist, it's entertainment. We forget. I mean, Ronald Reagan was an actor before, right? Trump was an entertainer on reality TV and other things. So you know, if you quote his Comedy Central roast bit and say, "Oh, what a racist asshole," you know, if you don't check your sources, then you're gonna get pwned. But anyways, America is heading for something. I don't believe that we have decades to continue to have these petty battles about conservatism. Is he conservative? Because the real question is, if we don't have a country, or if Bernie Sanders is president, well, we have a dollar crisis. Is conservatism even going to matter if the country's not there? That's the big question. So ask yourself that. Thank you, and I really hope that you message me. I want to talk to you. I want to talk about Donald J. Trump. I'm not going after and trying to just smear other people. It really is an issue here.